Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Interesting Modeling Company Sunday service. Scrolls down, you know, all the usual cliches. And right, it's a solo show tonight, and we'll try not to bore you too much. Thank you, Derp. He's just got off my lap. So we are going to do a little bit of a preview of Italer's 2023 releases, but we're going to keep that pretty much for a full show once I've got one of the other usual suspects on, but we'll do a quick kind of whiz through it anyway. Do an update on my projects, and that's about it really. But we do have an important thing to talk about tonight, and that is bear with. That's the other cliche that we have. And we've got here, oh, for goodness sake, I go to do something and I suddenly have a complete brain fog, as always. Goodness me. Come on. Right, well, we'll come to that anyway. Yeah, so we've got some Italy news, which, of course, did have to break the moment after I submitted my op-ed to Brett's magazine. And then, what do you know, Italy announced their 2023 release. It's too late to include it in the op-ed, but never mind. Yeah, so they've got some stuff coming up on that. I can't get this damn thing to work tonight. What a good start to the show, everybody. Oh well, never mind. Right, change of plan. Right, the most important thing tonight, the most important release this week has been Airfix branded tea. Ooh! Now, I've actually got two packs of this, which is jolly nice. It's actually very good tea. I'm really quite surprised. This is done by the Warbird Coffee Company, and they can be found on Warbird Coffee at Warbird Coffee. And yeah, it's we've got one. We've got one here. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. There we go. That's Warbird tea, and it's all upside down. Never mind. Anyway. Oh dear, it's not working tonight. Oh. Settings. FaceTime. Anyway, right. Cheers, me dears. I got to say, it's actually very nice tea. I am a bit of a tea snob, as anybody who's ever been out anywhere with me will know. I am an absolute tea snob. This is nice stuff. It's quite smooth. It's not too kind of like tanniny. And I tried it. I tried it today with sugar, obvs, and with sweeteners as well. Works with both. You can have it without, obviously. But no, it's actually very, very nice. On brand. It's actually very nice tea, and I am pleasantly surprised. So I should be drinking that for the next few weeks. I think there's 80 tea bags in there. Oh, well, that's probably going to last me about 2 days then. But no, it's very good stuff. I would say if you want some tea, get some of this stuff. It's good stuff. So anyway. Oh, lovely. Right. Let us stagger through what is already a bit of a disaster this evening. Yeah, we won't keep this one up. Let's put it that way. Right, Italieri, however you want to pronounce it. They have previewed their 2023 releases, and would you believe it's disappeared off the screen again? Here we go. And here we go. Italieri 2023. And, well, they've got a number of new kits coming up for the year, as you would expect. But most surprisingly is that they're venturing into 1/32 scale World War II stuff. Now, they've never really gone down that path before, but they are this time. Now, what I would like to double check is whether or not this is, they're doing this, there we go, a Mackie 202 Folgore. I need to double check that this is, as Italieri say, 100% new molds and not a reboxing of the Pacific Coast Models kit. But I don't think it is. But I'll be prepared to eat my hat on this. But anyway, there we go. A 1/32 scale Mackie 202 Folgore from Italieri. No more news other than that, but this is an interesting development from Italieri because they've done 32nd scale jets in the past, but this will be the first World War II aircraft that they have dipped their toe into the market. So we will await this one with interest. Suffice to say, I await it with interest, and we'll see what comes in the box. Right, let's scroll down. That's our other catchphrase and cliches. Scrolls down, scrolls down. Bear with, etc. Right, we've got the Schnellboat there in 35th scale rather, with new parts apparently. What have we got here? We've got the Now, here we go. Some reissues there, including the old Caproni CA313. But this is the exciting meat and potatoes release, and it is the AMX in 72nd scale. Now, those who know me, you have my commiserations. This has been something of a kind of like an enigma to me as to why Italieri never got round to doing a 72nd scale AMX. Well, they have now, finally, absolutely finally. So we will await this one with great interest. It says they're 100% new molds. So we will cross that bridge when we come to it. But that is a welcome kit And yeah, I can see me building one of them this year because I do like the AMX. It is a very, very attractive airplane. We've also got here F-35A Lightning Beast mode, which I'm assuming is one that's got lots and lots and lots of weapons. And then if we scroll down, which is our other catchphrase on this show, scrolls down. There we go. We've got an F-35C Lightning, 100% new molds, say Italeri. So we have quite a packed Lightning cart here. That looks to be interesting. I think it's the best way of putting it. It's the big wing. I think we call it the big wing Lightning, but yeah, that should be interesting. What can I say? Interesting. Yeah, interesting. We're not going to keep this recording, so I'm just going to keep saying interesting for the next half an hour. Then we've got, what have we got here? 48 scale Mirage 3E, which I'd imagine is the old Eshi kit. So let's have a look. Then we have the Merlin, yep, and the Mil-24 and the Sea Stallion. So nothing there which is tremendously new. Just as a quick look, no, that's all fairly kind of like fairly innocuous reissues. But yeah, certainly the AMX, the F-35A and the F-35C are certainly interesting releases. Then we come to the military side of things. Not much to show again this year, although rather topically, Leopards, which is interesting given what's going on in Ukraine at the moment. Good to see the old Max four-wheel drive truck there, which was issued by Airfix of all people back in the 70s. But that's a nice kit. Those they were always very, very good kits. Those. Then we just scroll down. We've got there the DMAG D7 with a 7-point centimeter gun. That is the old Eshi kit from the 70s. Nothing wrong with that. And in fact, I'm really quite looking forward to seeing what that kit is like, because that's one of the Eshi 35th scale vehicles that I never built it. I never built any of their 35th scale vehicles. So that is particularly interesting to me. Yeah, there's that Crusader with the British tank crew, which is something I am going to build this year because I do have it here in the workshop. So I might set myself a month to actually throw that together. And then what have we got here? Nothing tremendously new, although how exciting. In 72nd scale, we've got the White Scout car. Now, I built this back in, you want to cover your ears, Derp? 1980. Yeah, 1980. And it's a beautiful kit. It's almost based on the Max 35th scale kit, which was then reissued by Airfix and then Italeri and yada. Yeah, but that is, I think if we can just do a quick zoom in on that. There we go. But that is a model that I have not built in 43 years. So I am really looking forward to seeing that coming back and actually building one of them. I know somebody, there was a British kit company did a kind of like a new tool White Scout car a couple of years ago. Very not similar, but very similar breakdown to the Italeri kit, but not the same kit, and obviously much more refined. But this White Scout car, from memory, is a beautiful model and very much based, or seemingly based, on the Max kit, which Italeri then reissued. So there's a certain amount of commonality, I think is a good way of putting it. But it's still a beautiful kit. And yeah, we will, obviously, when that gets reissued, we will bring you a full in-depth report. But that is absolutely fabulous. That. What else have we got here? We've got Panther, Ausf A. We've got the M60A2. We've got a 56th scale Sherman, which is from their wargaming range. So again, this is just previews from Italeri. Then we have cars. The Zakspeed, the Zakspeed Escort, which I'm still building, but I'm expecting perhaps some more new kits to be coming out from this range. We've got new parts for the Scania S770 normal roof. And what have we got here? We've got bumper dumper 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 dum. Oh, that BMW M1 is gorgeous. It really is. It's not a new kit, but I just think it's a fabulous looking car. A beautiful looking BMW, which I don't usually say that. Scrolls down. Then we have the Lancia Stratos HF GR4, which I think, I'm sure that was announced last year. Let me double check that. Italeri, I'm sure somebody will tell me that it was. Italeri Lancia Stratos in 1/12 scale. I'm sure it was. It was announced last year. Honestly, folks, I'm hoofing it tonight with the old COVID brain fog and everything. No, okay. Well, this might be a brand new kit. So, like I say, we're winging it. But yeah, that does look to be quite a spectacular model from Italeri. So again, we'll be very interested in seeing what that one is like. We do like, I do like rally cars, and the great thing about rally cars is that they can almost be built like military models. And then what we got here? We've got just the usual spiel about starter sets, and yeah, that's just PR and whatever. So it's a very brief list from Italeri. It is by no means a full list, but I would say, moi personally, the 32nd scale. Oops, lost it now. The 32nd scale Mackie is pretty cool. And the 72nd scale AMX and the 72nd scale F35A. So Italeri certainly are putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to aircraft kits. But we'll find out when they do their proper list, probably in the next few weeks or so. But yeah, brilliant. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Italeri, OBS, and the fact that they're still out there and they're still doing kits, I think is great news. Jim Altegott says Italeri's first entrance into the 156 scale range. No, I think they've done that. They've done that before. They've done that wargaming stuff before. So Offer Cohen says the Lancia Delta issued last year. There we go. So I knew somebody out there would know. Yep, there we go. Bump-a-dum-a-dum. Fabulous stuff. John Connolly says, with the joys of modern kits, are we overlooking old kits as we grew up on? No, I don't think we are, because there's always some old duffers like myself who will be here to remind you that these kits are out there and they are still worth still worth your money, quite frankly. But yeah, Stuart Templeton says, like the sound of the AMX and the F-35C. I've got to say, the AMX has been a long time coming. And I mean, why they haven't done it before now, I don't know. I mean, goodness me, that aircraft has been around for over 20 years, over 25 years now. But Italeri are jumping in there. So that is really quite good news. That Jim Aldcott says the 124 scale Opel Blitz looks worth further investigation, a possible build subject for me. Yep, that's on the list as well. Just having a look. And Simon Lewis says, haha, just thought the military modelling anthem should be mud, mud, glorious mud. Nothing quite like it for hiding the fudge. No, it's quite right, actually. It is covers a multitude of sins. So you people, you tell me what your highlights are from that list. You know, I know some people were a bit disappointed by it. I'm just seeing here, Damien Mullen says, is it me, or does Italeri not do as many new kits compared to other manufacturers like Airfix? I think they do. They pick their subjects now and kind of like, you know, just kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? They're selective in what they're doing. Let's have a look. Alan Donald says, please keep it, John, for those of us in Oz going back to sleep. All right, I will keep this on the page for at least 24 hours, but after that it's gone. Steve Moore says, also NATO pilots in 132nd scale. Yep. Right, let's have another look at it again. Sorry, I might have been so brief with the content that I might have missed a few bits and pieces. So let's just call that up again. How are we all today, by the way? It's been quite a long day. I've been working, so right, here we go. So let's have a look. Let's go back to the list again. So right, we've got the Schnellboat, so that's a big old thing in 35th scale. Right, we've got, actually, I think I've just noticed something. I got the Sea Harrier there, obviously. Got the Caproni, got the Spavero rather, Henschel 129, F16, Fiat CR32, the old Eschi Backfire C, which isn't a great kit, to be honest with you. The old Italeri RF84 Thunderflash, which is actually quite a nice kit. The old Italeri TAV8B Harrier 2, which is not a great kit. It's quite bad, actually, but hey-ho. It was of its time. What have we got there? Yeah, we got the AC119 Stinger. The Dornier 217 is actually quite nice. We got the Macchi 200 and the Reggiani RE 2002. Like I say, the F35C Lightning, Junkers 87 G2. Somebody did say to me the other night that the Airfix, the big Airfix 24 scale Stuka, why didn't they include parts for the cannons and the tank buster and everything like that? It's a completely different aeroplane. It really is. You can't really modify that into a G, a D or a G. It's a B essentially. Like I say, we've got the old, what appears to be the old Eschi Mirage 3E there. Then we've got F-18F Hornet in US Navy special colors. Then the EA-18G Growler. We've got the 48 scale F16C, which I'd imagine again is the old Eschi kit, as I would imagine the F5E Tiger. Ditto the A4E/F/G Skyhawk. Like I say, there we go. There's the new Mackie MC202 Folklore, and that's saying 100% new mold. So, okie dokie. Got some reissues there. We've got the Merlin back again. Hello. Mil 24, the Super Stallion, the 48 scale, 72nd scale Sioux, 48 scale Eurocopter, the 48 scale Wessex, of which I've got the box for when it was reissued last time. So make of that what you will. The F16 cockpit. I really must get around to building one of those cockpit kits. They do look good fun. So there we go. And then obviously with the armor, we've got the Karamata P40, the Semaventi L40 DA 47/32. We've got the Semaventi M41, the Leopard 1A5, the Dodge 51/52 weapons carrier. Although it doesn't say that on the box. There we go. The Auto Blinder with figures, and then we've got the 35th scale rather Panther. Then we've got the Crusader and the Panzer IV with figures. I get the feeling though, if those are the Italy Africa Corps figures, and I think they are, they're not the best figures they ever did. In fact, the ones with the Crusader aren't the best figures they ever did, but they're good for nostalgia value. And then we got the DMAG, which is, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that is definitely the old Eschi kit. 35th scale Abrams, we've got the Horch, and then we've got the Wirbelwind, or the Ostwind rather. And then we'll scroll down. Then in 35th scale, we've got the Humvee tow carrier, the beautiful white scout car in 72nd scale. I've got the Panther. We've got the M60A2. We've got Rommel's Grief in 72nd scale from which is the old Eschi kit. Never built any of the Griefs in 35th, 72nd, or indeed 35th, 72nd, or 32nd. So, but yeah, that's a interesting camouflage scheme on that one. And there we go. And there's your vehicles. So there's the we've got a MAN Formel 6 truck. We've got a Scania 142H with canvas, a Freightliner heavy dumper truck, a Volvo Globetrotter rigid box. We've got a Scania S770 normal roof, but that's new parts, and a Scania R143 Streamline, and then we've got the Volvo FH 16520 low roof, a MAN TGX XXL D38, an Opel Blitz Classic. Yes, look at that in 24 scale. Just a thing actually to refuel your Airfix 24 scale Stuka 109 or Focke-Wulf 190. Then we've got a Porsche. Then we've got that beautiful BMW M1. And then we've got the Mercedes-Benz 500 SLC. The Ford Escort Zaxspeed, which, like I said, we're building that one at the moment. A Land Rover 109, which I think somebody's building one of them online as well at the moment. So Volkswagen Golf Polizzi, Fiat 131 Abarth Rally car. And then we got the McLaren Prost Rosberg in 1/12 scale. And finally, we've got the Lancia Delta and the Lancia Stratos, which is 100% new molds. Right, everybody happy with that? Right, good. Right, we can skip on with that then. But we'll do a full report when these are released. So, right, there we go. And Mike Williams says, nice to see that big F-16 cockpit again. Yep, very good. Mike Clages says Dornier 217 has been scarce. Okay. I wasn't aware that it was really that that scarce, but fair enough. Just scrolls down. Bill Clark says Huzzah, Phantom FG1 FGR2 in 1/32 scale. Don't know what list Bill's looking at. Simon Lewis says, is it me or it's you, Simon, because I've just lost your comment. Simon Lewis says, is it me or were Italeri kits hard work to get to fit back in the 1980s? It depends. Some of the 72nd scale ones did slot together quite nicely, but some of the other ones were a bit so yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Tony Surridge says looking forward to my prostate scan results on Tuesday. Well, good luck with that, Tony. Best of luck with that. Stan Codling says Tamiya have promised some surprises at the Toy Fair in Germany, according to their Facebook announcement that it may be next Sunday's content sorted. Right, just have a quick sip of the old Airfix tea. So, Bill, I'm not sure what you're saying about Huzzah Phantom FG1 FGR2 in the 1/32 scale. Okay. All right. Apparently, I missed the pilots again. Goodness me. Right. We'll try one more. We'll have one last stab at including the pilots. Oh, yes, I see them. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Let's try again. I'm getting told off here by the audience. Right. Here we go. I don't know how I missed them, but I did. So apologies, folks. Let's try and find them. Present. Share screen. Blum. There we go. Right. So we've got 100% new molds, NATO pilots, 2 F-104 pilots, 1 Mirage pilot, 2 Tornado pilots, and 1 F-35 pilot. So, okay. We will see what they are like when they are released. But yeah, 1/32 scale pilots. Okay, we've covered that one now. Jolly good. Right. And let's have a look. Scrolls down. Hello, Jay. Are we in an era? Are we in the hobby where hundreds of parts needed these days compared to the 70s? Yeah, I think they are. I think we do have slightly more complex kits these days. But having said that, bear with me a second. I was perplexed by some criticism of the Kotari Spitfire in 32nd scale, and some people complaining about, oh well, it's this kind of like stuff's molded to the cockpit and and blah 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 blah. And I just thought, well, it makes the kit more straightforward. I don't get why people are getting really bent out of shape over that model. Most of whom, let's sound a little bit unfair here, but most of whom I've never seen finish a model in my life anyway. So, but yeah, it's it's I don't know what to make of that. I mean, Qatari have released by all accounts, it is going to be a beautiful Spitfire kit in 32nd scale, and yet people are still finding something to kind of like be unhappy about. So, modelers for you, eh? James Ray says, going to be a mention tonight of the rather controversial Gigant worst and least original artwork. Whose kit is that? Is that that 32nd scale Czech resin one? I haven't seen the artwork for it yet at the moment, James. So if you can ping that up on the link, we can have a look at it. Let's have a look. Bum. Yeah, right. Okay, we've got the pilots next to the money. Yeah, we've done that. Stan Codland says, I am predicting a hurricane just to wipe out the competition. Right. Okay. Bill Clark says, Andy King, it would be wrong scale or too expensive, which is always the usual thing with modelers. David Mummery says T verdict. The tea is very good, actually. I gotta say, it's not got that kind of horrible aftertaste, which is when it usually has too much tannin in it, and it's actually really smooth. I drink this all day, no problem. Actually, it's a nice tea. Nice tea. I'm trying not to make it look as though I'm, kind of like, product placement, but it is. No, it's good. It's good. Usually after about 2 or 3 cups, that's when you start to find out whether a tea is any good or not. And where was I last year? In Cheddar, of all places. And no, tell a lie. I was in Minehead and I had a tea and it was just like, oh God, honestly, I really felt like shaving my tongue afterwards. It was so rough. And they said to me, but this is Miles tea. And I thought, well, it's your water then. Your water is far too brackish or something. But no. Anyway, Steve Moore says, just call us the anti-fog. Yeah, you guys are a good help, actually. James Ray says, the price is absurd on the new Spitfire. Well, I'm going to wait to see what the price is going to be before I make any comment on that whatsoever. Price is relative. Price is what you want to pay for it, and we will wait and see on that one. Simon Lewis says, hi Jem, is it Mini Art March or May? Not having of their kits, I got their 1/35th scale T44, only 768 parts. No, it's going to be Mini Art May, I think. Yeah, we're going to do Mini Art May. David Mummery says, now wrong with supporting the home team. No, absolutely. Anthony Bird says, model makers, can you please some of the people some of the time, but you cannot please all the people all the time. Yeah, that's true. Quoting around £100 for the Qatari Spitfire. That seems pretty much kind of par for the course these days, I'm afraid, chaps. You're asking a brand new kit company to invest in a new product, and that's what these things are going to. That's what these kits are going to cost these days. And if you want one, and if you really want one, then you're just going to have to save up and get one. If you think it is worth your money. If you don't think it's worth your money, don't do it. Don't buy it, essentially. But don't begrudge other people who think it is worth their money. So anyway, James Tatum says the controversy on the Gigant artwork is the artist who borrowed something previously done by another artist. Okay, fair enough. Yes, the flat gun. I'm with you now. Let's have a look. Scrolls down. Yeah, Bill Clark says Tamir's 32nd scale Spitfire is over £100. Simon Lewis says, I live on the south coast. When I go home to Kettering, tea is much smoother up there, softer water. Kettering or kettling? Anthony Burr says, Nick just ordered from the Tank Museum the Mini Art T55 Egyptian tank kit for what I thought was a good price. Right. So, yes, we've got, oh God, my legs like lead. Got a couple of ideas to throw at you for some group builds for the year. Have we got an angry face here? Let's just see who's given us the angry face. Theron Hampton. Okay. Obviously done something to upset Theron. Yeah, Peter Oxley says Tamiya's 32nd scale Spitfire includes a Merlin engine, though. I don't get that. People were getting bent out of shape saying, oh, Qatari haven't included an engine. It's just like, well, I don't care. I don't care about the engine, really. I'm not bothered about the engine. So it can. Okay, Tamiya's 32nd scale Spit. People are going to say, yeah, but Tamiya have included an engine in their Spitfire. Fine, build their 32nd scale Battle of Britain era Spitfire. Do they do one? No. There you go. So, yeah, exactly. I'm not having a go at you, Peter. It's just rather bizarre. Modelers have always got to try and find something to be really negative about, and it's just, come on, lads, and it's mostly lads, it's got to be said. Just, you know, if it's not, if you don't like it or you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, right. Yes, we've got some ideas. Some group builds that we've got in the works, or we've got some ideas for some group builds in the works. Now, one of the ones that I thought would be interesting to do is a Leopard group build in 35th scale. I think we'll do it in 35th scale because obviously they are topical at the moment because of them going over to Ukraine. I did think we could do a tanks for Ukraine group build, and yeah, I'd have a think about that. Obviously, if we're going to do something like that, we have to do it with a modicum of good taste, I think is the best way of putting that. And I'm sure we could find a way of, I'm sure we could find a way of doing some kind of charitable angle on the builds or something. We can do something anyway. But yeah, I don't know when we're going to do it, but I like the idea of doing a Leopard group build. Now, it doesn't have to be modern. Leopards, relatively speaking. It could be a Leopard tanks from any era, and I'm saying that on the basis that I actually really fancy going back and building the original Italy Leopard 1. So yeah, have a think about that, folks. We'll try and clear a month for that, for a for a Leopard group build, or leopard build, not a group build, but a Leopard build. And then we'll just kind of we'll see what we can do with that. February, I think February is going to be Finish It February, which is the clean version. Yeah, so we're going to have a Finish It February, and trust me, I do need to finish things here in February. I've still got this. Oh, dearie me, my poor Tamiya Comet. Got the tracks on. It just needs, actually that's the point. It does need the horn, which was borrowed from my sprues by a magazine editor for his kit, his build. So I can't finish this off at the moment until I get the extra parts. So there we go. So what we'll try and do is we'll try and get the Airfix Austin ambulance done, which is a reminder that obviously this week we lost the great actress Sylvia Sim, who was in Ice Cold in Alex. So I think that would be a very good opportunity for me to actually finish my Austin finally. And then when I finished it, is load this up with some Carlsberg, and then toast the kit and toast the memory of Sylvia Sim. So Here we go. Simon, I like this. I like this. I like the thinking here, actually. Simon Lewis says, just an idea. A good friend of mine posted a picture in Ukraine where someone had sent a rechargeable work light, much better than mobile phone torches. So maybe an entry fee and buy a few of those. There we go. That's what we'll do. We will send some torches to Ukraine. Brilliant. Simon, that is an absolutely stellar idea. That is absolutely brilliant. Peter Oxley says, I need to finish that Kinetic Harrier. John Patrick Huston. Oh, he's a smart one, this. He says, take pride in your leopards. Do like a good pun there. Let's have a look. Mike Williams says, I have an original Eschi 35th scale Leopard 2, could build that for the GB. Yeah. Whatever you've got, doesn't matter. Just let's build Leopard. They don't have to be modern Leopards. They don't have to be, the latest, greatest versions or covered in aftermarket or anything like that. Let's just build a Leopard. I tell you, I'm going to build a Leopard, but I'm going to be building a Leopard 1. So there we go. Peter Oxley says, great idea, JM. No, it's not my idea. That was Simon Lewis's idea. So there we go. David Mummery says, any chance of a Spot the Leopard contest? Right, any more puns like that, David, and you're out of here. So any more puns like that, David, and you are banished to the Sunday Night Ghost Stories studio. So there we go. But yeah, I think that'd be good fun, folks. I think we'll try and schedule a month for it as well. Like I say, I think we need to get Finish It February out of the way. I certainly need to get Finish It February out of the way. So that would be good. I think that would be good. And I'm just seeing Andy King says, I have a Tamiya 35th scale Leopard A6 2A6 to finish. Okay. I like the idea of that. Mike Williams says, are you doing Airfix August again this year? I don't know, Mike. We'll have a think about that. I think at the moment, it's more going to be a case of exhausted August, the way I'm feeling at the moment. I've just battling this long COVID at the moment, and it's really, really kind of like, I wish I could say that it just makes me feel sleepy and I'm kind of like sleeping half the day and all that. No, I'm conscious and I'm trying to get on with things, but it's like I'm walking around the house with weights tied to my feet. It's horrible. I really wasn't expecting to have this experience, but we will conquer it. We will battle it. We will fight it. We will conquer it, and we will rock you as well. So so we'll do something Airfix August. I'm not entirely sure. I think it'd be good to do an Airfix August, especially if we can time it with some of the new kits that are coming out this year as well. Bill Clark says, I need to finish 2 models before I do Finish It February. Yes, I know. Jeff Baker says, Leopard tanks only or Leopard-based AFVs? Anything, doesn't matter. Anything Leopard-based, doesn't matter. All right. John Patrick is just sent us a link here. Jim Alticott says Monogram March. Well, I think we could try that, or we could try the Matchbox March again. Haha. I just need to get my head into the year, quite frankly. Clear some work projects and get some momentum going on some of these kits as well. It's just not. I wasn't anticipating this long COVID to suddenly come along and bite me on the derriere, which it has done. And it's kind of like, how can I put this? I kind of got over COVID, right? Fine. I had a very mild case of COVID as well, and then once I tested clear, I thought, right, fine, we're off. We are off, and I thought that would be the end of it. And then it just coming into towards October, November, and certainly December, it then started to really catch up with me. And just this whole, oh, it's horrible, folks. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm trying everything I can to kind of get on with it. I've also taking supplements. I'm doing this, doing that. Anyway, you know, we're doing our best. But anyway, Peter Oxley says we could do Abrams April. Now that's not a bad idea, actually. Abrams April. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Simon says, have you had any tests to rule out other things rather than COVID? Simon, if I could get an appointment to see my GP, I would. But no, it is, everything points to this being long COVID. So we're just going to have to get our head down and fight our way through it anyway. But yeah, I like the idea of Abrams April. And John Patrick Huston has sent us a link, but I can't actually access the link. This is the one annoying thing. This is the one annoying thing with StreamYard, is that when people do post links like this, you can't actually access them within StreamYard. So what you have to do is then go into you actually have to go into Facebook, then you actually have to call it up, and it's just never ending. And right, when we get round to doing the actual proper news show in the next few days or so, we've got some new kits to talk about from I think it's TACOM. Who was it? It was COVID brain fog, and it was right in front of me. It was, oh, come on, yeah, TACOM. They're doing a 1/16 scale M50A1 Ontos, and they're doing a 1/35 scale gun track, an M1070, which is a big thing. So that looks fabulous. And let's just go to the page and see if we can find what it was we were looking at. That's what we're looking at. There we go. All right. John Patrick Hudson says it's a link for the Tamiya Leopard 35th scale kits for £17, including postage. Okay, that looks good. Steve Moore says it leaves anyone with lung and chest issues with serious fatigue issues. Gotta say, I went down to I kind of go down to the shops because I'm trying to build up the strength in my legs again. And because I live on top of a very steep hill, I've been jogging down the hill, down towards the end of the road, and then kind of extending it each time I go down there. And I'm not out of breath. This is the weird thing. I'm not out of breath. It's just my legs then go, right, we've had enough of this. So we'll just kind of like we'll work that one out, actually. Italy Easter, yeah, possibly. Simon Lewis says, any ideas how to get the effect of the Italy get the effect of the Italy Auto Blender green and brown with thin yellow lines? No, but we'll come up with a solution for that. Brian Wilton says, oh, apparently that gun track is 72nd scale. COVID brain fog, and I've got the thing in front of me. Right, let's have a look. Let's try again, shall we? AFE Club, bum. Let's have a look. Bum. Oh, goodness me. Honestly, we'll keep this one up for about a day, and then we'll come back and we'll have another go at it when we've got some co-hosts to keep me on the straight and narrow. Oh, for goodness sake, hang on. Oh, honestly, I could swear like a trooper when these don't work. AFV Club. There we go. And no, I've lost it. I've lost it. If you can find that link again, we'll have a look at it. It appears to be 72nd scale. So anyone suggesting Novo November gets an automatic 2-show ban. I like the idea of Novo November, actually. Yeah, somebody's suggesting acrylic paint pens for that very fine kind of yellow camouflage on things. Oh, it's tack-on, right. Don't I think it was AFV Cup? Oh, for goodness sake. COVID brain fog, and it's right in front of me. Honestly, everybody play catch up and watch this episode, and then I can get rid of it because it's not a good reminder. Tack-on models. Here we go. Here we go. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Tack-on. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. AFV Club. What was I thinking of? Right, here we go. You're right. Goodness me. My goodness me. Let's call that one up, actually. It is actually 72nd scale. Wow. Wow. Sorry, suddenly going a bit Christopher Walken there. Wow. Yeah, look at that. That is a girl big thing, that is. So yes, 72nd scale, M1070 gun truck. Okay. And that's the other one. It's like a sublime to the ridiculous. Then we have the 1/16th scale M50 A1 and Ontos. So, quite a lot going on there. But yeah, that looks like a right whopper. Plus, it looks like the kind of thing that I can see people modifying into some kind of Mad Max style road warrior kind of vehicle as well. So excellent. Right. Just having a quick look there. Let's have a look. Japan. Jerry Doyle has got a suggestion here, which is for Japan July. I like the idea of that one. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna try and kind of do some more group builds this year. And in fact, you've just reminded me, I've got this to build at some stage, which is my little Hanamag, which I got from the Frome Model Centre, and that does looks straightforward, but then again, straightforward and me finishing are two different bedfellows these days. So anyway, and let's just have a look. Yeah, Andy King says paint the green and red brown first, then use a paintbrush for the yellow lines using Vallejo acrylic. It can be done. It can be done. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Didn't want to come on the show, but he's here now, poking his oar in with suggestions. Spencer Pollard says, wouldn't Novo November and Frog February be the same thing? Very good, Spencer. Very good. Oh, goodness sake. Anyway, Otaki October. And Glenn Broman says, at my rate, I need to finish something Fridays. Well, actually, Spence, wouldn't Novo November and Frog February be the same thing? No, because Frog February, you could guarantee that the transfers would work, whereas Novo, no, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. He says, I'm here to please. He's here all week, folks. Matinee Saturday. Andy King says, Dragon December. I think what we want to do is we want to do kind of group builds that are manageable, he said, but also something that's just interests people, gets fires up their imaginations. But I like the idea of the I've forgotten what it was now. Leopards. I like the idea of doing the leopard group builds. I think we should keep it to 35th scale, but simply because there aren't that many 72nd scale leopards anyway. But yeah, I like the idea of that. I do like the idea of a leopard group build. So let's put our thinking caps on, people. Oh, that's it. Right, we're out of time now. Goodness for that. I mean, oh dear, we're out of time. Any other business? No, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything, which now means I'm now going to be riffing on any other business for the next 25 minutes. No, I honestly can't think I've got any other business to talk about. I just need to get some models finished, but I need to get some work done as well. And at the moment, everything is just, it's like a weight on your chest of fatigue. And tiredness and fatigue are two completely different things. So anyway, James Ray says, if I leave my stash in the living room with a saucer of milk, do the pixies finish them? Good idea, that. I like the idea of that. Simon Lewis, here we go. Simon Lewis says, Avray August. That's interesting. John Patrick Huston says, not a group build, but a safari. Out of your comfort zone October. I like that. That's out of your comfort zone October. That could be Outtober. I think about that anyway. But honestly, I have got plenty of enthusiasm for building things. I just haven't got the energy. But we will try and rectify that this week. In fact, I'm just thinking, I should really try and do a modeling thing tomorrow night. So we might do a live modeling thing tomorrow night. Wait and see. Part of the other thing is that because of my tiny violin time, because of my immune deficiency and because of the long COVID, is when it's cold, and unfortunately my workshop is not heated. When it's cold, it's not fun to be in here. And it's not a case of, you need to grow some, get used to the cold and everything. I used to work in an unheated shed down the end of the garden. Let me tell you about cold. But no, in the last few years, it's really not fun to be in the cold and you suddenly feel your joints. Yeah, it's not good. So if I can get out of here and actually go into a warm room, I will do. So I do apologize for that. Anyway, so on that note, on that rambling note, I'm going to love you and leave you, people. As always, thank you for watching. You have been watching. We will be back on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll be back on Wednesday with one of the other miscreants to look at the Italeri range again, but get their input. Until then, as always, it just remains for me to say thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and build models. Build them. Go on, get on with it. Stop watching this. Go and build models. No, we'll be back soon on the midweek show, or even before then. So anyway, see you then. Bye for now.